Lorelei here. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you've never been. I have big news to share. I have only had about 12 hours to absorb this new information or this new plan for the future. So if I have trouble putting it all into words, that's why. I'm still kind of in shock about the whole thing. So, backstory is back in July, I decided to take the civil service test. Really just for shits and giggles, because I was interested in knowing what that process was like. And so, a friend of mine had reached out and told me about a job that was available at BOCES, which is kind of a vocational school in our area. They needed a mail clerk. And we had talked about that before, about my interest in doing mail of some sort. So she reached out and said, hey, I saw this position was available. So I didn't realize the process behind taking the civil service test and applying for the job, but it all kind of happened in one fell swoop. So I applied, I signed up for the test, I waited a couple of weeks for the test to go, and I think this was back in July. Then like a couple weeks went by and I finally got word by mail that I did pretty well on the test, that I passed the test. And then in September, no, maybe it was, yeah, the timeline is fuzzy. My brain is broken. But I got a call for an interview, and I was so confused because the BOCES thing fell through, apparently. I never got any kind of word from them about the application that I sent in. But I did get a phone call from another business asking if I was interested in interviewing for their mail clerk position. So I interviewed in September and then heard nothing. So I thought maybe they hired someone else. Well, then they called me the day before Thanksgiving and said, so are you still interested in the job? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, well, okay, thanks. Have a good holiday. And I was like, okay, thanks. So we, did our holiday. And then about a week later or so, I got another call asking again if I was still interested and that they were sorry for the delay. The interview, by the way, went really well. I thought it went really well. After the interview, I was even more interested in the position. So that's a good thing. And so I was kind of like in shock when they called me and said, can you send in your references? And I was like, okay. So then I was like, oh my God, this is really happening. And so I got my references together, sent those over, had to send them a copy of my license. And long story short, I got the job. So you may be wondering how I'm going to manage a full-time job along with my full-time crafting business. That's for me to find out, I suppose. So at this point, I'm feeling a little bit sad. Not that I'm not closing any doors at this point, but I just know myself and it might be hard to juggle both things, a full-time job plus a part-time crafting business. But we'll see how it goes. I may have time on the weekends to create a few things. I'm just putting this out there so that you know I'm going to be seen a lot less on the internet. You're not going to see me posting daily makes. That's sad. And if I'm smart and I can like get 5 things done over the weekend, then I can still maintain a weekly upload of pieces Monday through Friday. I could do that if I get my shit together. I don't know if that will happen, but I'm just saying, maybe. um, and if that doesn't happen that way, my big ask for you, my fans, my loves, my support system, y'all, when you see posts that I do put up of my makes, please share them. Please share them, because the algorithm on Facebook and Instagram is such that unless you're interacting directly with the post, just liking it is not enough. You'll have to leave a comment, you'll have to possibly share the post to your friends, and I'll make those posts shareable. Hopefully I remember to do that. And if not, you'll just shoot me a message and tell me, hey, I can't share it, whatever. But I think that that's really the only way that I'm going to be able to sustain my business. Because if I disappear for weeks at a time, that stuff won't be showing up in your feed. So another thing to check is make sure that you're following me on Instagram and on Facebook so that you're seeing my posts. And like I said, if you're interacting with the post, you're going to see more of them. So anyway, I am feeling a little bit sad just because, I don't know. I mean, it's not like I failed at this. I've done this for over 15 years. I haven't worked full time on my business that in 15, like for 15 years, but for quite a bit of it. So it just feels like it's a huge change. I have been feeling very burnout from making jewelry and sewing and the hustle. I'm really tired of the hustle. And I think that doing something different for a little while is going to be a good thing. And if I hope I can manage both things, like I said before, but it feels like a goodbye. It shouldn't be, it's not really a goodbye. I'm going to do my best to keep making things because that makes my heart happy. But y'all, your girl needs a regular paycheck because sales have been okay, but they're not steady and it's not consistent. And that roller coaster of owning your own business is more than I can handle at the age of 50. So I just need like to know money's coming in, every week or every 2 weeks. So I'm not going to share too much information as far as like where I'm working and things like that. If we're close, you can message me and I'll give you that info. But on the internet for all to see, no, I'm not going to be sharing that information. Just I'll be schlepping mail. I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't sound like a real glamorous job, but it's low stress. And that's exactly what I need right now. I need something mindless, low stress. It's not a big department. I won't be working with tons and tons of people, although I will have access to tons and tons of people because it's a 10-floor building. So there's a lot of people in that building. So there's going to be a lot of mail to schlep. But I'm excited just to do something else, do something new, get out of this house, get away from the cats, take a break from all of this hustle and just do something else. So wish me luck, I guess. And like I said before, as long as you're following me and you're interacting with my posts of my making, you're going to keep seeing them. But otherwise, I'll probably disappear. And now you'll know why. So I'm going to share this video on Facebook with my customers, on my group on Facebook as well. Please feel free to join my group. It's called Lorelei Erdo Jewelry Groupies, I believe. If you don't want to just follow my personal account, you can follow that account instead. You're more apt to see my posts when I post there than on my regular profile. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. It's going to be a new adventure. I'm probably going to be exhausted. It's also business casual, so now there's a new wardrobe that I'm going to have to obtain because jeans aren't going to do it. Only on Fridays, but during the week, business casual, baby. So shopping for clothes hasn't happened here in quite some time, so that's going to be challenging. Gonna have to get a lunchbox, take my lunch to work, make sure my car is at top, maintenance level so that I can get to and from. Gonna have to be driving in the snow. That's gonna be a bummer. But really, the positives outweigh the negatives of this whole thing. So that's why I'm jumping in head first. And I thank you all so much for all of your support over the last 15 years. I hope you stick with me and stay with me and support me as much and as often as you can. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. I'm not leaving. I know I'm not leaving, but I'm just a little bit. I'm just trying to take it all in. So, thanks so much for watching.